Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Dominik Mysterio won a huge new title in a shocking twist. When WWE SmackDown went off the air, at Worlds Collide, the star pulled off the unthinkable. Dominik Mysterio gave Rey Mysterio a stipulation earlier in the night, where he told his father that if he was able to win the AAA Mega Championship, his father would have to put it around his waist. Rey Mysterio agreed. There was a lot riding on the match as the main event started. Heading into the match, Mysterio looked quite nervous, and the pressure must have been weighing on him. The star was on the back foot throughout the night, and he looked like he was in trouble, with the speed and the strength of Vikingo making everything difficult. The Judgment Day ended up coming out, and even though they were not able to help, they caused a distraction. Rey Mysterio chased them out. El Hijo del Vikingo was distracted by El Grande Americano, which led to Dominik Mysterio using his loaded mask to knock out the champion and hit the splash for the win. He then forced Rey Mysterio to put the title around his waist while he paraded his own father. Finally, he gave himself a new name, calling himself the King of the Luchadors. Things have not been easy for Dominik Mysterio in recent months. The star has been left alone, with Liv Morgan out injured. Finn Balor has excluded him from the Judgment Day, and the fact that he has been fraternizing with El Grande Americano has not sat well with Balor either. Balor even told him that he would be alone, and has left him to defend his title by himself with the excuse of giving him the chance to prove himself. The star has been quite alone trying to retain his title, despite belonging to a faction. While they came out, there was still a questionable moment of Balor almost costing Mysterio. Anirban Banerjee is a journalist from Kolkata, India, and has been a part of building Sportskeeda's WWE section over the past 9 years. He's been an assistant content manager for the team during the past 4 years as well. Banerjee has interviewed John Jones, Conor McGregor, Cowboy Cerrone, George Masvidal, Mandy Rose, Joe Hendry, Darren Till, and many others. Anirban has worked in the field of wrestling and mixed martial arts journalism for several years. In addition to his work on Sportskeeda, Anirban is a fiction writer and has co-written over 20 biographies. He was also a columnist for 90 Minutes. When WWE SmackDown went off the air, a seismic shift rippled through the fandom. Dominik Mysterio had done the unthinkable. At Worlds Collide, under the bright lights of Las Vegas and the roar of a charged crowd, Dom stood over El Hijo del Vikingo, bloodied, battered, but victorious, claiming the AAA Mega Championship, a title his legendary father, Rey Mysterio, never held. But the championship was just the beginning, because in the moments that followed, Dominik didn't merely relish a win, he reshaped his identity. Rey, earlier in the night, had agreed to a stipulation. If Dominik won, Rey would personally place the AAA Mega Belt around Dominik's waist. And when Dom emerged triumphant, he forced his father to carry out that act in front of the crowd, only to harshly berate him, turning the spotlight entirely onto himself. Then came the twist. Dominik gave himself a new name. No longer content with Dirty Dom or Dominik Mysterio, he declared himself the King of the Luchadors, an audacious title meant to stake a claim not just as a champion, but as royalty in Lucha Libre's high-flying world. Dominik's journey into this moment had been fractured and tumultuous. For months, his standing in the Judgment Day has been shaky. Finn Balor excluded him. Rumors swirled about his alliances, particularly with the mysterious El Grande Americano. His familial ties to Rey began to fray on screen. The stakes had never been higher coming into Worlds Collide. Meanwhile, El Hijo del Vikingo was building a reputation, having held the Mega title, defending it successfully several times, being one of AAA's biggest stars. For Dominik, this was more than a title match. It was an opportunity to see something his father never had, to eclipse legacy with conquest. Distractions abounded. Judgment Day's interference was teased. Rey's involvement, Vikingo's focus, the crowd's tension. a masked object found its way into Dom's hand, the loaded mask, enabling him to land a decisive headbutt when Vikingo had finally seemed in control. The finishing move, the frog splash, Dom diving into a moment of vulnerability in Vikingo's defense to clinch the pin. When the bell rang, he held the AAA Mega Championship high, not just for himself, but over a legacy he declared he would redefine. He forced Rey Mysterio, his father, into a public display, placing the belt on him, not out of respect, but because Rey had no choice under the stipulation. Then he berated Rey, mocking, demeaning, tossing aside any pretense of filial loyalty. The father-son bond, once a cornerstone of Dom's character, was now a weapon. At that moment, cleaning up the son proving himself narrative, Dom rebranded the King of the Luchadors, a name meant to carry weight, mythos, royalty. He wasn't just Dominik anymore. He was royalty among flyers, among masked legends. This win, and Dom's transformation, matter for several reasons. Legacy versus inheritance. He didn't just inherit Rey's lineage. He took something Rey never had, the AAA Mega Championship. That gives him a foothold to claim not just continuation, but change. Double gold, with the Mega title now in his possession on top of his existing WWE Championship Dom is in rare territory. He can claim dominance in both the Lucha world and WWE's main storylines. It magnifies his prestige. Faction tension. Judgment Day is suddenly complicated. Dom is holding his own, balancing alliances that might be more veneer than loyalty. Finn Balor's previous exclusionist moves, the whispered jealousies over Dom's new alignment with El Grande Americano. These set up internal conflict. Parental fallout. Rey Mysterio, iconic, beloved, now publicly humiliated. Fans will want to see how Rey responds, whether he tries to reclaim what he never had in AAA, or confronts Dom for disrespecting their shared name. Brand expansion for AAA under WWE. Dom's win on Worlds Collide spotlights AAA in a new way, especially as WWE leans more into cross-promotional storytelling. Dom becoming AAA Mega Champion gives WWE more room to bring AAA stars into main storylines. Rey Mysterio challenges Dom in a dream match. Maybe a mask versus title, or a pride versus legacy stipulation. Judgment Day friction explodes. Balor may demand a title shot, or challenge Dom's right to reign, citing his exclusion or accusing Dom of stealing the spotlight. El Grande Americano's role will expand. Is he ally or opportunist? His interference played a part. Could he seek alignment or betrayal? Lucha-style matches / crossovers at AAA events and WWE shows, exploiting Dom's king persona to book matches in Mexico, Las Vegas, etc. Audience dynamics could shift. Dom as a heel overseas or anti-hero. New rivalries. The chase for the mega title, wrestlers within AAA, and outside seeing Dom as the new big heel to take down. Also potential for Dom to try and collect more titles, cement his dominance. Dom's arc here is about identity, power, and rebellion. He's stepping out of Rey's shadow, making himself a figure to be admired, feared even, rather than the son of a legend. The loaded mask, the forced belt ceremony, the self-naming, all rituals in a twisted coronation. Also, betrayal versus respect play big roles. Dom betrays expected loyalties, a father, faction, heritage, to carve his own crown. For fans, this is dramatic. They must decide if Dom's ambition is understandable, monstrous, or both. Dominik Mysterio's triumph isn't just a title change. It is a statement of who he is and who he aims to be, the King of the Luchadors. With the AAA Mega Championship in his hands, his father forced to place it, and the world watching, Dom has claimed power over legacy. The championship is more than a belt. It's a throne.